Paddy Kelly is my name, making potting is my game, and I live away up there behind the hill. I can make a drop that's pure, and there's nothing it won't cure. It surpasses any medicine or pill. And it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it will make a fellow sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew?
It will cure your rheumatism, it will cure a wheezy chest, it will cure you of the gout and gallstones too. It cures toothache, headache, backache, falling hair, and all the rest. Fallen arches, corns, and bunions, and the flu. Because it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it would make a fella sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew?
Any summer day you'll find me catching salmon in the glen, or setting snares for rabbits on the hills. But the nicest thing of all is when evening shadows fall, just to watch those bottles filling at my still.
Because it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it would make a fellow sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew?
I've a pound or two to spend and a bottle for a friend. I have customers galore who buy my brew. At a wedding or a wake, I supply the stuff they take, and I keep a good supply the whole year through.
And it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it would make a fellow sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew?
Now I know you will confess that the world is in a mess. The politicians don't know what to do. I can offer them a plan. Now when you're the ills man, throw away the guns and hand out Kelly's brew. Because it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it would make a fellow sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew? Because it tastes as sweet as honey as it trickles down your throat. It looks as clear and pure as morning dew, and it would make a fellow sing though he didn't have a note. Won't you try a drop of Paddy Kelly's brew? When I was young and in my prime, and could wander wild and free, there was always a longing in my mind to follow the call of the sea. But I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greenore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. On all of the stormy seven seas I've sailed before the mast, and on every voyage I ever made I swore it would be my last. But I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greenore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. And I had a girl called Mary Doyle, and she lived in Greenore, and the foremost thought that was on her mind was to keep me safe on shore. But I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell
return once more, until I return once more. Now the landsman's life is all his own. He can go or he can stay, but when the sea gets in your blood, when she calls, you must obey. So I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greenore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. And I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greenore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. There's a piercing wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees. I button up my coat to keep me warm, but the days are on the mend and I'm on the road again with my fiddle snuggled close beneath my arm. I've a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I'm as happy as a king when I catch a breath of spring, and the grass is turning green as winter ends, and the geese are on the wing, and the thrushes start to sing, and I'm headed down the road to see my friends. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I have friends in every town as I ramble up and down, making music at the markets and the fairs, through the donkeys and the creels and the farmers making deals, and the yellow-headed tinkers selling wares. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. Here's a health to one and all, to the big and to the small, to the rich and poor alike, and foe and friend. And when we return again, may our foes have turned to friends. May peace and joy be with you until then. I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. And I have a fine felt hat and a strong pair of brogues. I have rosin in my pocket for my bow, and my fiddle strings are new, and I've learned a tune or two, so I'm well prepared to ramble and must go. I've walked the hills when rain was falling, rested by a white oak tree, heard a lark sing high at evening, caught a moonbeam on the sea. Softly blow, ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sound. Blow ye from the earth's four corners, guide this traveller where he's bound. By foreign shores my feet have wandered, heard a stranger call me friend. Every time my mind was troubled, found a smile around the bend. Softly blow, ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sound. Blow ye from the earth's four corners, guide this traveller where he's bound. I've helped a ploughman tend his horses, heard a rippling river sing, talked to stars when night was falling, seen a primrose welcome spring. Softly blow, ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sound. Blow ye from the earth's four corners, guide this traveller where he's bound. There's a ship stands in the harbour, all prepared to cross the foam. Far off hills were fair and friendly, still there's fairer hills at home. Softly blow, ye winds of morning, sing ye winds your mournful sound. Blow ye from the earth's four corners, guide this traveller where he's bound. Blow ye from the earth's four corners, guide this traveller where he's bound.
And we're all gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee.
As Molly Lee come down the street, for caption she did flee. She took a look behind her to see her negligee. And we're
All gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee. And all along the Cannon Gate were lads of Ilpickery, they all turned round to have a look at bonny Molly Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee. From Seaton's land, the Countess fair looked o'er window he. She pined to see the slender waist of bonny Molly Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee.
And when she reached the palace porch, there stood arms of three, and each one thought his cake would make a drop to Molly Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee.
Though some had jewels in their hair like morning stars that shine, yet Molly did surpass them all, but with her gleaming eye. And we're
All gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee.
Prince come out among them all, with the garter at his knee, danced a stately minuet with bonny Molly Lee. And we're
All gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee. And we're all gone east and west, all gone aye at glee, and we're all gone east and west, courting Molly Lee.
I remember the cattle were ill that year, for the winter was long and cold, and the old man was cursing near all the day when he drove them to town to be sold. I told him that Jimmy had the loan of a car and was driving to Donegal town. And I asked could he drive all the cattle, just himself and the hound. But that was long ago, when the roads were driven slow. A man could whistle gaily if he had a girl or no. When the piper played his tunes and the Farity would call, the night when first I met you and we danced in Donegal. We took the roads through Killybegs and we drove by Inver Bay, overtaking a tractor before Mount Charles, who was towing a fresh load of hay. The farmer, he winked and his wee dog, he barked as he pulled to the side to give way. And as sure as the weather, he went home for a drop of the tay. But that was long ago, when the roads were driven slow. A man could whistle gaily if he had a girl or no. When the piper played his tunes and the Farity would call, the night when first I met you and we danced in Donegal. The door to the barn was open and the smoke was billowing out, and the Farity was taking requests and the dancers all started to shout. He called out the siege of Ennis and the crowd fairly gave out a cheer. And I knew fairly well that the night would be magic in here. But that was long ago, when the roads were driven slow. A man could whistle gaily if he had a girl or no. When the piper played his tunes and the Farity would call, the night when first I met you and we danced in Donegal. Then Jimmy, he tugged the arm of my shirt and he pointed away to the wall. And I saw you and wondered why the prettiest girl wasn't dancing with no one at all. He told me a girl that was pretty as you wouldn't dance with a farmer as I. And I knew he was right, but I'd be damned if I still wouldn't try. For it wasn't so long ago, when the roads were driven slow. The man can still whistle gaily if he has a girl or no. And the piper plays his tunes and the Farity still calls, and I always will remember when we danced in Donegal.
Well, it's easy knowing the weavers when they come into town, with their shawls around their shoulders and their shuttles hanging down, and their aprons tied up o'er them and their scissors in their hands. Well, it's easy knowing the weavers, for they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. It's easy knowing the weavers, for they never get their man. And it's easy knowing the doffers when they come into town, with their long greasy hair and their stockings hanging down, and their aprons tied up o'er them and their scissors in their hands. Well, it's easy knowing the doffers, for they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. It's easy knowing the doffers, for they never get their man. And it's easy knowing the spinners when they come into town, with their long yellow hair and their pickers hanging down, and their aprons tied up o'er them and their scissors in their hands. It's easy knowing the spinners, for they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. Oh, they never get their man. It's easy knowing the spinners, for they never get their man. And it's easy knowing the floaters when they come into town, with their long pretty legs and their petticoats hanging down, and their aprons tied up o'er them and their scissors in their hands. It's easy knowing the floaters, for they'll always get their man. Oh, they'll always get their man. Oh, they'll always get their man. It's easy knowing the floaters, for they'll always get their man. Oh, they'll always get their man. Oh, they'll always get their man. It's easy knowing the floaters, for they'll always get their man. On a clear and frosty morn, we sailed out from our port, just south of Newfoundland, boys, we were bound, where a cold and raging sea is as rich as it is deep, and the halibut bold and mighty boys are found. And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and rain and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam.
Well, our schooner served us well as she took us through the swells, so we reached our destination in good time. Then the captain gave a shout, he sent the dories out to set the trawls and attach the ganging lines.
And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and wave and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam.
But a storm it soon set in, bringing snow and driving wind, and our noble captain's eyes were filled with fear. He said, I'd give up all our tea to this dark and frigid deep, but I'll be damned if I will give up all our gear. And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and rain and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam.
So we heaved and so we hauled, and we gathered in our trawl. Back to our ship we tried to make our way, but in the dark and fading light of our ship we did lose sight, when the ocean doused us with her icy spray. And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and rain and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam.
All through the bitter night, boys, bravely we did fight, with our hands and feet all frozen to the bone. And we swore with every breath as we battled with old death that we wouldn't stop until we made it home.
And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and wave and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land
and out upon the wild and restless foam.
When the dawn she rolled around, while our dory it was found, many miles off the coast of Newfoundland. All battered, stiff and worn, we'd made it through that storm, but there were many who never lived to sail again. And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and wave and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam. And we're hauling night and day just to earn a decent pay, and we're fighting wind and wave and ice and snow. But you won't find a fisherman who would rather be on land than out upon the wild and restless foam.